Page 182, Morning Song. It's the last piece in the book. The rest of the book is mostly just reference stuff. I'm not going to go over that. If you have any questions about any of it, you're welcome to ask me. You can comment on the video. You can tweet me. My Twitter thingy handle, what you call it, is in the description. You can email me. There's an email address in the description. You can, whatever, however you want to do it. So let's cover this piece. This is in the key of C major, no sharps or flats. It's got 6/8 time at the beginning in the right hand. Got to count to 6. 1 and 2 and, you see the dot? 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and. By the time you've gotten to this part in the book, you should be able to do these rhythms by now. If not, please go back and start the book again and go through the whole thing. Make sure you've covered everything, because there'll be things that you've forgotten. There'll be things that you overlooked. While I'm talking so interesting here, your mind might wander and you'd completely miss one of my jokes or something. I'm not sure. So just go back through and do it all again just to make sure you've got it. This book doesn't really lead into any other books. So after this, what do? Well, it's up to you. There's all kinds of anthologies. An anthology is just a collection of pieces. And most of them are graded, which means they start real easy, and as you go through the book, they get more difficult until at the end, they're really hard. My experience has found that when you get about halfway through the book, they're already really hard. I have several anthologies. I like them very much. I recommend them. I can't recommend any particular one. You just have to go through and find it. It depends on what kind of music you like. So look around. If you're near a music store, go in and just browse through. Ask them, do you have any piano music anthology books or something? And they'll lead you to various collections. They're just collections of pieces. It's up to you what you want to do at this point. This channel right now is devoted to method books, so I'm not actually covering lessons on pieces yet, unless the piece is in a method book. So maybe someday when I get most of the method books taken care of, I can go back and do lessons on pieces, but not right now. However, let's cover this piece and give a lesson on it. In the right hand, 6/8 time, 1 and 2. Watch the phrasing, a little up and down. Your fingering is changing. Watch this fingering. Third measure on these 8th notes. The natural accent wants to come on the 1st and 4th beat. It's sort of like going along with the left hand. So give a little extra, feel it, a little extra on the right hand. 1, 4. So we want to feel that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feeling. Second line similar, except the last measure is here. Hitting on a thumb and then with 2, 5. That B is just a 16th note, like so. Third line, 1 and 2, and 1 and 3. The fun stuff's in the left hand here. The right hand's just providing harmony. Connect the top note. Connect the top note. That's what we want to hear. You have to think about this sometimes. I did this how I approach it. On the measure 9 there, the third line, it's here. And then it's just practicing. It's not how I'm playing it. It's just practicing. I will release the thumb because I want to connect the second finger to the third, and I'll go do that. Now I'm dropping the wrist to get those. And then I'll release the thumb again, and now I'm thinking about I want to connect it third to the 4th finger, so this is where I am. I'm dropping the thumb again. And then for the last one, I release those, and I'm thinking 4th finger to 5th finger, and so I'm playing the others. And I'm dropping the wrist here. So that's how I do it, and then I just gradually speed it up and smooth it out. And that's what they want. And they just follow their fingering, it's fine. In the left hand you have the supporting chords, the harmony, 3-1, then a 4-1, that's a B, F, then 3-1, 5-1, and then a 5-1 to a 2. Hold the 5 down, it's tied, the G, and just play the D. The second line is almost the same except the last measure is here. And connect them, 3-2 on the C. This whole thing is what you're after, sort of. So connect it with the fingers there. You don't have to connect the first 2, but connect the second 2. Yeah. Third line down. Hopefully you know what that note is. Happens to be a G, I'll tell you. G, F sharp. It's the same rhythm you've had before. And the phrasing, you lift up. They give you something fun to do in the left hand because the right hand's got those boring old chords. There. Then the last line is similar to what you already had. Then you go put it together. Hands together. Starts out soft. This is a moderate piece. A moderato's kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't know, somewhere. Gently. The soft applies to the right hand. That's the melody. So the left hand has to be softer than that. And lift the left hand up on the second C. Right there. Make sure you lift the left hand up after 2 eighth notes. Count. 2 counts. So it's 1, 2, 3. Lift it up on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's very important. Don't hold that left hand down. It's light. See, my tendency on this left hand is I want to hold it down for 3 counts instead of 2. I want to hold it down. Look at the second line. The first and second lines are about the same. Let's go to the second line. It's here. I want to hold it down until I play the G. And that's too long. You got to lift it up when you play the C. Third line, starting out soft, and you're gradually going to get louder or crescendo up to loud in the last measure, or close to the last measure. This is soft, sort of soft, sort of loud, now. And then all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, but you got 2 counts to come back down to soft. And that's the right hand that's doing it. You have to practice. So if you're loud here, then the F natural is like a medium loud to a medium soft to a soft. See the swells? I didn't talk about the swells. Again, when you have a matching hairpins like this, look in the middle to find out the note or 2 or somewhere in the middle. That is the climax of the swell, or the important part, the loudest part. There's all pretty much the same. In this last line, it's the swells in this measure. So it's like the last 3 counts, and then you come off. So I'm gonna keep it up. And all the lines work about the same way. The first, second, and fourth lines work that way. So bring out the swell is what I'm saying, because it really adds a lot to the music. On the first line. Now I'm exaggerating it. You don't get loud until the third line, the end of it. So in the first line, when you're soft, don't go more than a medium loud up. Don't get carried away. And practice the swells, practice the dynamics. Now once you have all the mechanical stuff out of the way, then you start feeling the music, listening to this melody. And this is what I do a lot of times when I'm away from the piano. If I go for a walk, or I'm driving in the car, mentally I can sing it to myself, and I can experiment with the feelings and the dynamics in my head, because I got to have it in my head before I can do it in the piano. You have to have it mentally before you do it here. If you don't have it and you're just doing it, then whatever comes out of the piano is purely accidental. Nothing is planned. You figure it out first, and you get to know that melody really well, and you get to feeling that melody in an emotional fact, in an emotional style, and then that's where the fun is. That's where it turns it into music. It's just this. It's just yeah. It's just not mechanical. That's what I'm after. The whole goal of all of this and learning to do all of this is to finally get to the point where you can stop thinking about the notes and the rhythms and all that and just focus on the emotional effect of the melody and the harmony and the rhythms and what all that is, and deliver that message to whoever happens to be listening. That's it.